As a tourism product has to be both available and accessible, distribution systems became necessary. However, tourism companies either use direct channels or indirect channels. You can see alternative channels in the figure, and there is an increasing trend for the former. I will mention it later as disintermediation. This is a new topic actually. There are several reasons for using direct channels, which the company provides all levels of products by itself. A very important factor is related to control. Many tourism firms do not want to lose control over their products, especially if the service has superior attributes or special characteristics, and therefore they may prefer to deal directly with their customers to protect the brand image, and also to get feedback from the directly contacted prospects. Another important reason is about the profit margins. Because these margins are very tight, commission fees may become unaffordable by the producer company. Beyond the amount that indirect channels want to get, they may be very easy for payments as well. This creates more economic problems for the tourism company, producer company, and online channels do not constitute an exemption for both fees and payments. As I mentioned before, tourism companies either use direct channels or indirect channels. The company reaches its prospects and patrons, general customers, let's say, via its website, indirect channels. While generally almost 4 different ways may be chosen in indirect channels. Online travel agencies, OTAs, global distribution systems, GDS, travel agencies, TA, or tour wholesalers or tour operators. You can also see the costs of different channels for the company. Here, brand.com represents a direct channel. Therefore, there will be no drop in room rates. Brand.com with an asterisk represents still a direct channel, but the company has to pay a considerable amount of commission fee for the search engine, possibly for Google. I will also mention Google later. Hence, revenue drops by 8.5%. If the company sells the same room by call center-based central reservation systems, it will cost $3 per transaction. And if the company sells the same room by global distribution systems, as you know, with GDS, revenue drops a little more. And finally, when the company sells its rooms by OTA, then God help the company, because it will definitely need. Generally, retail travel agents charge 10% commission, tour operators typically 20 to 30% of the transaction value. The most expensive channels are often OTAs, such as Expedia, Priceline, these giants, they can charge up to 30% transaction value of transaction value. Each channel offers different benefits and costs, and at the end of the day, if the company can manage, it is obvious that choosing the direct channel will be much more profitable. Of course, direct channels are not only formed by website, the company's website, but brand.com term represents a direct reservation system. We can count hotels Telephone operator, reservation, or sales team as well. And the largest number of reservations, 33%, comes through direct channels. About 24% of total reservations come from direct bookings, 13% from the central reservation office, and 29% come from third parties like online travel agencies and global distribution systems. Once travel agents were a very good way of reaching geographically diverse customers. But now, actually, for almost 20 years, the number of travel agents has been decreasing. Thanks to the internet, now many of us can make direct bookings and other travel arrangements, plannings via internet. By using individualization and specific positioning strategies, travel agents can compete with online giants that we will discuss shortly. Tour operators or travel wholesalers create packages usually for the leisure market by assembling hotel rooms and airline seats, entertainment, and these packages are either sold through travel agents, traditionally or online, or directly to the traveler. As I mentioned before, and you very well know, these are the well-known figures of tourism intermediation. Global distribution systems, or in another name, GDS, are computerized network system owned or operated by a company that enables transactions between travel industry service providers, mainly airlines, hotels, car rental companies, and travel agencies. Thanks to these systems, it was possible to make reservations globally before the internet era. In fact, using information and communication technology started with first reservation systems in the 50s, and in the 80s, TIS and Gulliver, and in the 90s, major global distribution systems, or GDS. As you might know, giants like European Amadeus and American Sabre showed up. In the 90s, the internet also became widespread, first in the USA and Canada, then in the European countries, from well-developed to developing countries of the world. And rapidly, it started to change everything it touched. It still keeps changing and transforming the businesses, the environment, the social life, especially these days. So, Amadeus, Sabre, and Travelport are the most famous global distribution systems. There are also regional GDS in specific markets. Let's move on with Sabre. Sabre founded in the 60s by American Airlines. So, as I said before, it's a USA-based company. It became a separate legal entity of American Airlines in 1996. Sabre is used by travel agencies around the world to search, price, book, and ticket travel services provided by airlines, hotels, car rental companies, rail providers, and tour operators. The company has many acquisitions from the travel and tourism industry and has transactions with over 70 airlines and 100,000 hotels. Amadeus is founded in the 80s by Air France, Iberia, Lufthansa, and SAS, Scandinavian Airlines system, to connect providers' content with travel agencies and consumers in real time. The company operates with 75,000 travel agents, 500 airlines, 80,000 hotels in 190 markets. So, European-based Amadeus is the largest GDS provider in the travel and tourism industry. And another one is Travelport, and it is founded in 2021, but dates back to the 1970s. The company provides distribution, technology, payment solutions for the travel and tourism industry, and also provides IT services to airlines such as shopping, ticketing, and departure control. It has Apollo, Galileo, WorldSpan, and many other acquisitions. Travelport comes after Amadeus and Sabre by revenue. So far, I mentioned travel agents and tour operators, which developed right after the Industrial Revolution to provide travel arrangements in the unknown world. Then, global distribution systems were created by the airline industry to sell their flight tickets in the beginning. But now, a new era started, the internet era. And as I said before, it changed the whole game. It has changed the whole game. And not only the distribution system, but also pricing, promotion, many aspects of the product, and the extended 3Ps. Apart from actually other Ps, marketing mix elements, it is a revolution to be able to reshape, recreate, and tourism product and adapt to online experiences. Mainly, we can talk about 3 online travel giants: Priceline Group, Expedia, and Strip. Let's start with Priceline Group. Actually, it became Booking Holdings in 2018. It's an American company founded in 1997 with the name of Priceline.com. And in 2014, by acquiring other OTAs, the company became the Priceline Group Incorporation. In 2017, consumers booked more than 670 million room nights of accommodation, and 73 million rental car days, and 6.9 million airplane tickets via Priceline Group. Group has many popular OTAs like Booking.com, Agoda.com, Kayak.com, OpenTable, Momondo, and Cheap Flights. Another important OTA is Expedia. Expedia Group launched as a division of Microsoft in 1996. It is an online travel agency and meta search engine. Expedia, like other OTAs, help customers to book airline tickets, hotel reservations, car rentals, cruise ships, and vacation packages. And a group with many acquisitions like carrentals.com, HomeAway, Hotels.com, Orbit, Travelocity, and Trivago is an online travel shopping company for consumers and small business travelers. Expedia has also TripAdvisor until 2011. At that time, TripAdvisor was spin-off of the company. Strip.com is a Chinese-based travel company that was founded in 1999. It is the largest OTA in China and one of the largest travel service providers in the world. The company has Trip.com, Skyscanner, and Strip.com, and after a while changed its name from Strip.com International to Trip.com Group in 2019, actually, very recently. A question. I mentioned intermediaries of travel and tourism industry so far. Guess which company earns the most of tourism revenues? Any idea? In the past, it was Thomas Cook or TUI. What about now? Expedia? Is it Booking.com's Priceline or Strip? Sorry for all the wrong guesses. It is Google. I mean Google Travel Ads. In 2016, the company earned more than $12 billion of revenue from travel ads. Priceline, more than $9 billion. Expedia, 6.7. And Strip and TripAdvisor follows them with around $1.5 billion revenue. Therefore, Booking and other OTAs increasingly finding themselves in the position of being both a customer and competitor to Google. This is not finished yet. Google also announced its Google Travel web page so that the company itself also became another OTA. I mean, Google has become the biggest travel company now.